another one.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Piraeus. The moment of truth has arrived. Spain taking on Belgium in the final of the FIBA Women's EuroBasket.
16 teams began this journey 12 days ago, all chasing the same.
Already today, Turkey punching their ticket to the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup qualifying tournaments, winning their game. Germany also winning theirs. We just watched Italy reached the podium for the first time in 3 decades with a win over France, and now it's all about Spain against Belgium. And if you think you've seen this rodeo before, well, you have. These are the two teams that met a couple years ago in Slovenia, and it was Belgium that reached the top of the podium for the very first time. They had to come from behind, but they did so. I'm Jeff Taylor, joined by Shona Thorburn. If you can't get excited about a basketball game like this, Shona, you don't have a pulse.
Well, this is a rematch from the 2023 FIBA Women's EuroBasket competition. Belgium edging Spain in that one, 64-58. And you know what, though? This is a new-look Spanish team. I mean, from that, just 2 years ago, there are only 3 returning players for Spain. So it's not as though we can really compare these two teams because of how much change has happened in the last 2 years. Belgium, they're on a roll. Spain, you can never count out Spain. And we said that in the semifinal game. Belgium, a little bit of a scare in their semifinal game when Italy went on a 17-0 run. I'm pretty sure head coach Mike Thibault watched a lot of film with his players and is going to make sure nothing like that happens tonight.
It has been a roller coaster of emotions, unpredictable results, unbelievable comebacks, buzzer beaters, you name it. This FIBA Women's EuroBasket has had it all, and I think it deserves a great final, and it certainly has the makings of a great final. Belgium, clearly one of the elite teams in international basketball, along with Spain, both of them at the Olympics. We have elite players like Alba Torrens for Spain, one of the all-time greats, one of the emerging talents, Alba Pham, Emma Meeseman from Belgium, Julie Van Loo, and Julie Alemán, just you name it, this game has it.
Well, Pham, I think, put herself on the map. The 19-year-old, she had an enormous game over France. And, you know, I don't think Belgium has the answer if Pham can have that kind of a game again tomorrow. I mean, Belgium, their players, their stunners, they play some big minutes in Meeseman and Linskens. It's going to be a fun game.
Players are on the court for the national anthems.
Please remain standing for the national anthem of Spain.
Miguel Mendez, what a job he's done at the helm of Spain, and shakes hands with Mike Thibault, great coach coming from the United States. Of course, he used to be a part of the USA women's team, national team staff, and dare to dream. Well, that's a good way to put it. But honestly, the confidence from both of these teams is off the charts really coming to this game. It's going to be a humdinger. Referees for today's games, well, the crew chief right in the middle, Gatis Salins from Latvia, Paulina Karolina Gazdos from Poland on the left, and Peter Prax from Hungary on the right. And we will now have the starting fives for both of these teams. You see Kiki Linskens, as Mike Thibault calls her. She was the MVP of the final last time. Antonia Delar getting the great respect for the defense she's been playing. Emma Mesaman, Linskens, Julie Van Loo, and Julia Alamon in the starting five with Ramet, License, Manunga, Massey, Gravat, Liswa, Mbaka, and Enid Joris coming off the bench.
And I mean, Emma doing what Emma does, almost 20 points a game, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists to go along with that. She had 24 points in the finals 2 years ago. She's coming into this game averaging a little under that, but you imagine head coach Mike Thibault. I mean, he knows her well.
How would you like to, though, be like at the stage of his career and have the chance to coach Belgium? I mean, this is
playing in the final. You know.
And he's felt the pressure. He's like, hey, everybody's talking about defending the championship, and he wasn't there 2 years ago. So it's additional pressure on him, and boy, did they almost get beat the other night by Italy. They hung on by the skin of their teeth. Spain starting five, Mariana Ortiz. Everybody's talking about her defense. Alba Turin's the legend, Elena Puello. Wow, where did she come from? Alwa Pham and Raquel Carrera, with Elena Buenavida, Echari, Ayuso, Araujo, Bilaro, Quinzo, and Yanni Martin, who obviously checked into hospital. She was a big part of what they were doing, but hasn't played the last 2 games.
Yeah, and there she is, throwback Alba. We have been calling her. This is the best tournament I have seen her play in quite a few years, to be honest.
Maybe 2017.
She looks healthy, she looks happy, and it's showing for Coach Mendez.
Yeah, you know what? Mendez taking over this team and now navigating, as you said, a new generation.
It is a new generation.
You've got a sampling of Turins and what have you. But
I think Spain has a DNA and they know how to win, and that's what we have seen all tournament long. They have come up with big, close wins, and there is just something in their DNA that helps them get there. And we saw it in that win in group play over Sweden in overtime. They pulled off a 1-point win against against France in the semifinals. The Czechia game was close. Czechia was winning the majority of the game in the quarterfinals, and Spain came back. This team knows how to win a close game when it comes down to it. But they're going up against Belgium, and I've said it from the start, this starting five of Belgium are the most experienced starting five. They have played the most amount of games together as a country compared to any other team in the tournament.
So she was the MVP of 2023, WNBA champion, 6-time EuroLeague women champion.
There is nothing Emma Mesaman hasn't done.
And really, Turins is, you know, there's a lot of discussion. Is she the greatest Spanish player of all time? Well, possibly. FIBA Women's EuroBasket 2013 champion, 2017 MVP, 6-time EuroLeague women champion, where she was also MVP.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, great players.
2 greats going up against each other tonight.
Alba Turin will become the 7th all-time leading scorer in the FIBA Women's EuroBasket history for their first 3 points. Good evening, everybody. We're underway here in Piraeus, Greece, the final of the FIBA Women's EuroBasket 2025. Belgium taking on Spain. Belgium in the black, winning the opening tip and attacking the basket to the left. And we start off with a turnover from Emma Mesaman. Terins doesn't mess around, banks one in.
She knows that scoring title, she knows it like we know it as well, trust me.
Mesaman. Ball goes off of Terins, who again will become the 7th all-time leading scorer in this great competition's history. When she scores another point, there's Mesaman. Had 2 crucial turnovers the other night that almost cost Belgium, and here is the great play by Puello, who for me is, well, I mean, one of the revelations of the tournament.
Yeah. And as the tournament has gone on, she has elevated her game. What about that 3-point shot against France in the semifinal? One foot 3-point shot.
Oh, good idea, the bounce pass, but it gets away from Carrera, who missed last year's Olympics with the knee injury. She's come back. She came back in mid-season, and famously against Czechia had the incredible 19 of 19 effort at the free throw line. Julie Allemand, who also missed the Olympics last year through injury. Here's Julie Van Loo missing with her first attempt from deep.
Well, good defense there by Spain switching, and they were trying to find the mismatch, but they just couldn't.
Delors having to guard Terins, and Awa Pham coming out. We're seeing the Awa Pham that was quite famous against France. She had 21 points, 9 rebounds. Allemand, high arcing shot. And Pham battling for the basketball. Now players diving on the floor for the ball, including Terins. It should be Spanish basketball.
You talked about that performance with Pham in that semifinal game, because she had an off game against Czechia a couple days before in that quarterfinals, and you and I saw an absolutely different, confident player. I think she made a 3-point shot at a crucial point in the second half, remember?
It's like we were watching one of the best players in the world play against France. Here's Puello. Carrera at the elbow, and Mesaman hands it off to Allemand. The Belgians like to get out and run. Van Loo out and misses.
Well, that's the style that they want to play. In my opinion, it looked like the ball slipped out of her hand, but we have seen Van Loo, shoot many a shot like that before.
Carrera has it taken away by Delors, the outstanding defender. Now Mesaman on the break, and the 2-on-1, and look at that. The Cats know how to execute, and Mesaman almost gets a steal.
Yeah, one of the best passing team historically in this event the last few years. As this is a perfect example how if they can come up with a steal, they're going to be unselfish and get a wide open shot on the other end offensively.
Well, Mike Thibault really singled out Delors for her defense in the last press conference. And the jump ball, going to give it back to Belgium. I mean, it's hard to stand out in a team that has Mesaman, the 2 Julies, Lenskens. So Delors probably doesn't get the attention that she deserves.
No, she doesn't, but there's a reason why she plays some of the most minutes on this team as well for Belgium, and she accepts her role. And she knows what this team needs, and that's a defensive stopper.
Allemand gets in deep, and then the foul has been called. There she is, perhaps headed for the Hall of Fame eventually.
Well, I think she's still a few years away from that kind of a career, but she is well on her way. You get to watch her during the regular season because you live in Valencia, and she plays in Valencia. But I think just a progression. the progression that she has made in this tournament alone, she's going to get more playing time just from her production here at this EuroBasket, I'm sure.
And now they stepped over the line. Pham, which gives the ball back to Belgium. Watch, she's going to try to, oh, she had not actually gone out of bounds yet to inbound it. So it's a silly mistake.
Well, that's a young mistake.
Messamon stops on a dime, gets it up, good hands. Oh, Carrera looked like she had affected the shot, and Messamon backed it in.
You cannot affect Messamon's shot. She is so skilled, fundamental.
Oh, look at Spain, moves the basketball. Ortiz. Oh, Pham. Goodness me! She is picking right up where she left off against France. Van Loo. This is her third. The long rebound to Alemán. Nice give and go. Oh my. That is Belgian basketball.
Yeah.
The key, obviously, the offensive rebound.
Offensive rebound and just unselfish passing the ball. Positions 1 through 5 on Belgium are some of the best passers in the game.
Look at that. Messamon steps up, gets the steal, and it leads to a Delar layup. Miguel Mendez might get a TO. Seen some very un-Spanish-like plays here early. But maybe inexperience.
Yeah, don't forget
surfaces.
there's 3 returning players from that 2023 edition.
Pham goes baseline. Shona, is it too early to say this is her world and we're living in it? Delar from up high. Pham with the rebound. Cuello. Oh my, she loves that corner.
She does. That is that corner that she hit the big shot against France. As she, well, puts Spain up.
Alemán, no look. Now Delar. Open. Got it. It's not just the D. She hit the go-ahead, the game-winning shot, in fact, against Italy in the semifinals.
Well, you know, I think her scoring numbers technically are down from the Olympics from 2 years ago's EuroBasket, but she's proved herself.
Oh, behind the back pass, Carrera drives in. Showstopper Alba, 14-13. Spain back on top. Alemán, high arcing 3.
And you know, this is a good sign if you're a Belgian fan, because defensively, Spain are switching or they're going under on-ball screens. So if Delar and Alemán can start knocking down three-point shots, Spain is going to have to switch up their defense at some point.
Carrera, the over-the-shoulder pass to Cuello. Well, we've seen enough from Cuello and Pham to see that Spain are going to be quite the powerhouse moving forward. Those two really getting after it. There's a lot of firepower coming from the bench as well for Spain. Right now, Linskens gets it over to Van Loo, steps back behind the arc, and air ball. She's off here early on. 16 apiece. Ortiz missing from the baseline. Pass to Linskens, too many Spanish players around, and it's Carrera that keeps the dribble, goes all the way in.
difficult to stop when your inside player gets the ball, dribbles over half, and goes up for one-handed shot.
Alemán, meanwhile, answers. Oh, and Turin's kind of slipped. And we got a jump ball, and now this one will go to Spain. Turin goes out, Ortiz goes out, Buenavida and Ayuso comes in. But look at the behind-the-back pass from Turin.
We talked about it. This is throwback Torrens. Don't forget, 2017 MVP. She's been an All-Star 5 before. Spain is the only team in the modern era to win a back-to-back EuroBasket title, and that was 17 and 19. They haven't won since that 2019 edition. The only times they have won is also when they beat France in the final.
Ayuso goes off 1 foot. Well taken after La Bamba. Juan Carlos Navarro, that's how he used to put up some shots. Here is Joris, and Joris misses from deep.
A lot of these Belgian players play in Spain professionally during the Pro League, so they are very familiar with each other, to say the least.
Chari comes into the game. Lissawa and Baca as well, guarding Ayuso, who, remember, turned her ankle in that last game, but they taped it up. She came back. Buenavida, she hit a huge shot against France. Ayuso was the standout against Czechia.
Excellent.
And driving in, getting to the free throw line is Buenavida. Got bumped by Kleisens. Buenavida, to translate it to English, would be good life. I guess she's having a good life playing for this national team.
She definitely is having a good life. 21 years old. She's averaged 6 points a game in this tournament, playing around 15 minutes. And also another player at her first senior team competition.
But has plenty of EuroLeague women experience.
Yes.
With Valencia. Alemán back to Lissawa and Baca. And she takes it all the way. Oh, misses the shot. Right decision, but you got to be able to finish. And we are going to see, we haven't seen much of Elise Ramet, one of the real stars for them last year.
Yeah.
And she's going to come in early and spell Alemán.
Yeah, she's only played in 4 games for them. And at that, it was very sparingly, 5 minutes and 30 seconds a game. But for me, she was a big star for them at last year's 4th place finish at the Olympics, because they didn't have Alemán and someone else needed to step up, and that's what she did.
Puello, turnaround. Great job at Chari. Ayuso. Bounce pass. Ginzo! And did not get it off in time. Well, trying to do the right thing right at the end of the quarter, but 19-18, Spain lead Belgium.
And the statistics are going to show how even this game is. Look at that. Both of them shooting a high percentage from 2. Belgium more from 3-point range, which is very typical for them. They're only shooting 22%. Van Loo, a couple air balls actually in some of her 3-point shots. You can't imagine that continuing as the game goes on. There's 30 minutes left. She's going to find her rhythm. She's going to find her shot. She's had a couple good looks. They just haven't gone in. And, well, not a lot of free throws because not a lot of fouls were called in that first quarter. Just 2 fouls total. highlights there from Carrera, who, you know, she hasn't started a game for Spain until tonight.
Certainly, Alamon is off to a terrific start. 9 points. Most in the first quarter of a FIBA Women's EuroBasket game dating back to 2021 tournament. And she's already equaled her points output from the 2023 final. Hey, scan in the barcode to get courtside 1891, where you can watch live streams, extended highlights, and stay up to date with the world of international basketball. Yours comes out, misses again from deep, and another jump ball. This time goes to Spain. Linskin's looking on from the bench. Remember, she was the MVP of the final in 2023. Enzo off to play in Hungary this coming season with DVTK, Huntherm. Here's Buena Vida. Gets the basketball up the court. Obviously, Spain's rapid ascension, despite the departure of so many players, owes to their great youth development. Echari from the baseline. And the reach and the foul on Buena Vida. I mean, it's youth development. As you see that the Belgian players, Van Loo, Alamon, and Messerman played 33 minutes against Italy, so you understand why Coach Thibault wants to go to the bench early here to get his stars some rest.
Yeah, a little bit extra rest right now. They're only trailing by 1. This is the opportunity and moment.
Oh boy, telegraph pass. Lisa Mbaka picked off by Echari, who, by the way, can shoot it. You've seen her. Now down low to Ginzo. Ayuso can shoot as well. Here's Paula Ginzo. Oh, turn around, 1 foot fadeaway. Can't stop that.
No, well, she was on that team. The third player on the Spanish team who was in that group back in 2023 when they lost to Belgium in the final.
Ramette drives in. She's just been waiting and waiting and waiting
for her opportunity, and I can promise you she's going to try and take advantage of it in the finals.
Ayuso guarded by Ramette. Ramette reaches in and fouls Ginzo. Ramette's going to come back out after that great drive. Yoris goes back out, and Liswa Mbaka. How much angle there it is. She was still able to get it off the backboard. But that's what you need, and you know, just that 1 minute, 2 minutes of play.
Yeah.
Just got to contribute.
I mean, good teams, that's what you have. You have all 12 players being able to contribute no matter the playing time that they get.
Here's the drive, is blocked by Messerman, and great job, Manunga. Now Messerman gets it inside. Will turn around, and that's good. Well, a lot of people will say she is or has been the best player in the world. She certainly is one of them right now. Good to see Martine over there on the bench for Spain, even if she doesn't play tonight. The former 2019 World Cup. Missing that one. Quickly, Van Loo, who's yet to score. Oh, goes behind the back and fouled by Ayuso.
That's the first thing I saw when they came up to warm up before the game, when Spain came out, and you saw Martine out on the floor. She didn't participate in the warm-up, but she was there high-fiving, and just to see her healthy enough to be out here and get to experience this and be a part of the team.
Pass goes off of Echari's hands. It is a country with winning DNA, Spain. This is what we talk about. And that was Echari, again, getting the hands on. And you talk about that with their women's programs, their men's programs. You look at all of the clubs, men's and women's clubs that are so good.
You and I talked about that after the France win, the win by Spain over France, and how much heartbreak Spain has given to French basketball fans over the years.
Yeah, France have given some pain to Spain as well, but not nearly as much as the other way. Certainly in recent times. Van Loo, Yuso not giving her any chance to breathe. So Van Loo goes baseline, tries to make the pass to Manunga. She does. Manunga goes back and has it taken away by Buena Vida. Ginzo fouled from behind by Kleisens, 20-year-old that will eventually be the star of this team, you would think.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. She's getting an opportunity now to play, and you know, she's had a good season the last couple of years in Spain, playing in their professional leagues as well.
Pilaro in the game to Ginzo. Ginzo turns. Now she's really providing some points, isn't she? Some post presence.
Yep.
They get it to Emma. Out to Van Loo.
Oh, still can't find the bottom of the bucket is Van Loo, but shooters shoot.
And Ayuso, meanwhile, just finds her way into the lane and lays it up and in.
What I really like about Coach Mendez is all tournament long, he's really played almost everyone on the team.
Nice pass, but great play from Buena Vida. She's really, we saw her wrestle the ball away from Manunga, and here she is getting the block.
Against a much larger Linskins, and here Ginzo, you know, doesn't get a lot of touches, doesn't get a lot of looks in her previous games, but zero hesitation. It's the confidence that every Spanish player plays with when they check into the game that is very impressive to me.
Alamon from up high. Ball batted out by Ayuso to Buena Vida. They go back and forth. Ginzo, she can do it! And that forces a timeout from Belgium.
You know, I'm not sure Ginzo would have been a big focus on the scouting report for Coach Thibault in Belgium. She already has 7 points and has been averaging around, what, the 5-point mark, 6-point mark heading into this game.
27 years of age, but she has got a lot of experience and is coming to the fore here for Spain.
I know, but I'm saying on the other one, everybody else now has to be able to stunt. You're going to have to, but it's a long run. All right, but we got to have the guard on here, all right, get back in front so she doesn't have to stay as long, okay? All right, but that's the game plan right now, to put us in ball screens and see if we don't get there, all right? On the offensive end, if you will hesitate like you have done a couple times.
There are the highlights from Ginzo, 7 points, and you heard Coach Thibault talking about that. They're in a nice defense, which means that they're forcing baseline on balls on the side of the court. And he's asking his guards to do a better job of getting back in front, or also helping if the big decides to pop, to give that other big who initially helped on the on-ball screen time to recover. And that's exactly where Ginzo was open. There was no one coming over, no one hedging, making Ginzo have to hesitate about her shot.
14-6 run for Spain. Mesaman turns and is fouled by Ginzo.
Van Loo, 5 missed threes already. Doesn't happen often for her. It did happen in that game against Czechia where she had 6 misses, and it happened back in 2023 against France in the semifinals. But you know what? She's gonna come alive in the second half. There's still 5 minutes left in the first. And they're good shots, they're good looks. A rare miss by Emma, yeah.
Wow. 2 misses at the free throw line from Emma Mesaman.
Also, you know, a couple turnovers that we've seen from her in the last couple of days, which have been uncharacteristic as well.
Yes, she's turned it over once today. She came in having hit 20 of 23 free throws in this tournament. Carrera, bounce pass, nice defense, hustling to the spot. Spanish fans living and dying on every possession. You can see they understand. These teams have had some classic encounters over the years. Vilaro, this is everything. Look at the awareness of the Ayuso. Even if that doesn't count,
Yeah.
She was able to get that up. She was the MVP, the Copa de la Reina. And even Mendez was telling the referee, you have to appreciate that. That was good, even if it doesn't count.
She didn't score against France, but I thought she came in and did an excellent job defensively.
Yeah. Excuse me, that's Van Loo now 0 of 6. Buena Vida, the pass tapped by Delar. Once again, the brilliance of Delar, but then the pass over her head and out of bounds.
A little bit of frustration you see on the faces of the Belgian players, which is something that we haven't seen a lot of throughout the tournament back in 2023.
Yeah, because it's not as smooth, but don't forget they did trail in the final 2 years ago, and here they are just dumping it down low to Ginzo, who's just going to town. 9 points. Ayuso comes up, missed the foul. Ortiz is going to come back in. So the concerns, if there were any, about the Spanish backcourt following the loss of Martin have, I think, dissipated because of the play of Ayuso especially.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, Ayuso, Ortiz is going to come in and do what she does best. You know that, but it was kind of like, who's that backup? Who's going to step up for them? And I think Ayuso, especially defensively.
The 3 is good from Alemán. To a 5-point game. Carrera also has come back into the game. Now Vilaro, double teamed. Ortiz attacks, fades. Here come the Cats. Delar open.
Just 20% for Belgium. They're only 3 of 15 from 3-point range, below their tournament average. Spain is giving them that right now as far as the defensive scheme goes.
Ginzo, heat check. Van Loo wisely picks up the dribble and gets it to her teammate. Now Delar gets blocked. Bit off more than she could chew there, going up against Alba.
Yeah, you saw defensively, Alba knew exactly what Delera was going to do and read that play very well.
Carrera, her path to the basket cut off by Linskens. Turin tries to make the bounce pass, is kicked. So they'll put 14 on the shot clock. Well, as bad as well, it's a struggle. It's a frustrating start to the game for Belgium, but they're only down 5. This Alemán, she has been hot.
Yeah, I was going to say thanks to that woman right there who just made another 3-point shot, as she is taking sort of the brunt of the scoring for Belgium.
Spain starting to cool off just a little with Alba missing that one. And here's Linskens running the floor up ahead of Pham. And Miguel Mendez with the lead. Cut to just 3 points, decides it's time to push the reset button.
Well, let's try and listen in and see if Coach Mendez is going to switch up anything.
Tenemos que pillarle encadenado para poder jugar estos pases de bolsillo más cómodos, ¿vale? Vamos a uno abajo ahora y mirad los desbloqueos de los pibos, ¿eh? Acordaos que la última toca y va, o toca y por arriba, me da igual que sea por arriba, y poner aquí para ver si hay puerta atrás, ¿vale? A partir de ahí encadenadas las cosas, igual que dentro, que tenemos que seguir poniendo el balón dentro, lo mismo. Si dentro no recibo, un poco fuera, voy en...
Well, it's a good thing Jules Alemán showed up tonight, because Belgium wouldn't be close without her. But Julie Van Loo's had her struggles so far, but Alemán has been on the money. Twelve points, 3 rebounds, 2 of 4 from deep. Talking about throwback Alba, 3 blocks in 3 consecutive games.
Yeah.
That's something she'd never done before, playing at her best.
Really playing at her best, and she looks so healthy this year.
Currently without a club, I think.
Yeah. You know what? I think her stock has probably gone up after this tournament.
She put herself in the shop window. Down low with the foul late in the shot clock, trying to play some D.
Yeah, I like the aggressive defense, but this Belgium team is more experienced to go ahead and foul that far away from the basket.
Yeah, that
with
was silly.
1.7 seconds left, yeah.
Vilaro.
I mean, Vilaro is a very good 3-point shooter. Don't get me wrong.
Ortiz to the corner. And that 3-point shot is good from Vilaro. Momentum back to Spain after that 3. Another pass down low. Dilar will swing it. Van Loo. And just having one of those games where she can't get the ball to drop. Now the pass to Carrera goes up, and the help defense comes, but still she's fouled. A chance for a 3-point play. What a swing we've had here since the timeout.
Fouled by number 55, Julia Monk.
There's Carrera.
Well, we know she's a good free throw shooter after that 19 and 19 performance.
The lead goes to 9. Alemán. And low over to Mesaman. Takes a tough shot. Able to bat it over to Delar. And the dump down low to Linskens. Wow, they just kept at it. And again, it was the rebound. Timeout on the court. 36-29, Spain on top of Belgium.
Como va a ser saque de fondo, vamos a poner los pibos, por si acaso los dos pibos, ¿vale? Sacará Mariona y Vila y Alba Corre, ¿sí? Recepción y vamos. Vamos a marcar 5. Marcamos 5 que nos oigan todas. Vila, vuélvete un poco por si la aprieta mucho, ¿vale? Marcamos 5 y entramos con Mariona al poste. En el UCLA, balón al poste. Aunque sea un poquito hacia afuera. Pivot más cercano. Pivot más cercano.
Well, this is a big play for Raquel Carrera. Just imagine how badly Spain missed her last year at the Olympics.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think, I think they had a disappointing Olympics, but I think they were also, you know, missing a player like Carrera.
Well, bear in mind, disappointing for Spain in the quarterfinals. I mean, they always aim high.
Yes.
And it just goes to show you the standard that they set for themselves. 7-point lead. Shot clock winding down. Terins pulls up on the baseline and is fouled by Linskens.
Torrens going to the line, a very good free throw shooter in this competition. She's heading there, shot 93%, and I think it was more the reach in before the shot was the actual foul.
Yeah, because the turn and swipe didn't seem to do anything, but here's Terins, steps up, and free throw shooting has been one of the strengths of this Spain team in their big wins. 7th all-time scorer in FIBA women's EuroBasket history.
It's not bad to add to your CV.
Second one rattles out. She's probably lost track of all the records and trophies and honors that she's won. I guess if you're a player, you don't really think about it until you finish anyway.
Yeah, well, Coach Tebow's going to call a timeout. 4 seconds left, 4.4 seconds left. He wants to obviously get a good look at the basket.
Lou, you're pulling hard to the corner, okay? Emma, you're going right here, straight this part of the zone. We're looking for a little first shot, and Emma slipping. Step right in the middle, okay? When it comes in, step in the middle. See what mistake? You're gonna have a shooter there, somebody here, somebody spotted up, step inbound. You got 4 seconds.
Coach Schoner with not much time left on the clock. This becomes a big possession. Trailing by 8 points are Belgium. Look at Awa Pham, 7 points, 2 of 2 inside the arc. She's already hit a 3 tonight. Oh, look at this. What execution. Are you kidding me? That was like putting somebody on the operating table and cutting them open. That was surgical. terrific finish to the half for Belgium. Let's see if that gives them a little bit of momentum. They needed a feel-good play, and they got one, but you got to really tip your hat to Spain. They have come well prepared, confident, ready to play. They lead 37-31 over Belgium.
There are the statistics, more or less even every statistical category, minus the three-point shooting. And, you know, obviously we're going to have to talk about Van Loo. I don't think I've seen her shoot, I would say, this, you know, this badly. She's had good looks. She's been open, and her shot is just not falling from outside. But the good thing is, I promise you, she is not going to stop shooting. She's 0 for 6 right now. She doesn't miss confidences. Those are the key players. Well, Messman already with 6 points, 5 assists and 5 rebounds. Alba 3, 2, and 4. And how about Emma Messman? She's 12th game with 5+ rebounds, 5+ assists. That is the most for any player in the women's EuroBasket over the last 30 years.
The good news for Belgium is that with Ramet scoring here, the good news is they've got 2 Julies.
Yeah, they do. And, you know, that last action we saw right before half, that timeout, Coach Thibault said he knew that Spain was going to be in a zone. And, you know, coaches also scout other coaches and what they typically like to do. And it's something we've seen a lot in this tournament. You know, end of shot clock, end of quarter situations. A lot of coaches are now going into a zone if the other team calls a timeout. And I was actually reminded by Coach Rachid Meziane during the first half. He goes, this reminds me, it's almost deja vu of what happened back in 2023 when Spain were up at halftime 32-25.
Yeah, so no need to hit the panic button, obviously, but listen, if you're Spain, you'd rather be sharp, prepared, come out and do what you've done and have a 6-point lead at the break.
Oh, absolutely. You know, let's not forget, Belgium didn't take the lead in that final game back in 2023 until 3 minutes left to play.
Yeah.
And you said, do you remember that? Well, there's only been 3 players who were on that Spanish team, so they don't really remember that. That's the good news.
Yeah. Well, at halftime, it is Spain leading 37-31 over Belgium in the final of the FIBA Women's EuroBasket here in Piraeus, Greece.
Education, health, justice. We sometimes take these simple things for granted. They're not common for all of us. We are all born on the same planet, but not with the same opportunities.
Whatever our gender, color, belief, or capability, we are one. We are all on the same team. Let's convince those who never thought they would do it that they can. We can. Together, we are stronger. No matter your origin, basketball can bring everyone together. Basketball for good.
Ball, no. Gets it back. Stevie from the right corner. That's good. Gets it down low. Here is the move from Shumparaita. Here's Astier. Oh, what a pass. What a finish from Ayayi. Oleshinska passes down to the low block. Good footwork, and she's fouled as well. Good move from Chehova. Ninja Torre, she just had the shot blocked. Oh, and she gets blocked again. Spain sending some messages out on defense. We're knotted. It's winning time in overtime. It's Andalusini, she turns. and gets it to go, finally. And that's why you continue to trust in Chechi, because she will figure out a way to get an opportunity. Here's Van Lowe, she gets it to Delar for three. Yes! Count it! And the Italians can barely stand to watch. Cuello, guarded closely, goes off 1 foot, hits it! The Star's born! Cuello really playing well. Doesn't turn it over, but they got to get up a prayer. They're going to let him run. Alamon. And look at Van Lowe. She just finds new ways to amaze. Unbelievable. Alley-oop. Who saw that coming? I think she surprised herself.
She's even shocked that she did that. Look at this.
Hey, Alfred Onan has it. She dribbles. She puts the pressure on. She gets it back to Uzun. She puts it up from the elbow. Got it! We've got overtime! Unbelievable finish! Incredible! She has been utterly sensational in the closing stages. Uzun has forced overtime Turkey in Italy in the quarterfinal. And a game this great probably deserves it, to be honest.
That is unbelievable.
These guys will be legends in their own country, but also in the international basketball world.
(37-31), Spain on top of Belgium at halftime in the final of the FIBA Women's EuroBasket. All is not well in the land of the Cats. However, Julie Alemán has kept them close with 12 points, 2 of 4 from deep.
Yeah,
Julie Van Lowe's off, but Julie Alemán is on.
I mean, if you have one of the Julies playing well, I think you're always going to be right in the game, that's for sure. And Alemán, not a person who typically looks to score a lot, but here it's a perfect example of how they were defending her on this three-point shot. They're going under on-ball screens, and the good news is she's knocking them down today and knocking them down with confidence. There's zero hesitation in her shot. And I can imagine, and this is the way that she plays, when her teammates start to score, so Van Lowe, for example, that's how you see Julie Alemán scoring. When Van Lowe starts to go off, Julie Alemán is going to become a passer and a creator for her teammates. But right now, she knows that first half, they needed her to score.
Spain, or rather, this is the first time in this FIBA Women's EuroBasket when Belgium has trailed at the half. One reason they're trailing is because of Paula Hinso, who has 9 points. She even hit a 3. Really did well when she came into the game. So you can see her with a little turnaround fadeaway in the lane over Lissawa and Baca.
Yeah, she has done a great job coming off the bench for Spain. 9 points already, average 6 going into this. Normally plays around, let's say 16 minutes a game, and definitely taking advantage of the opportunity she's been given now. And what I love about the Spanish team, and we've seen it in the semifinals, we saw it in the quarterfinals, we're seeing it here now in the finals. Everyone who steps up into the court, they're confident in their skill levels, and they don't try and do what is outside of their weaponry, let's say. As, look, she's doing it from everywhere.
Shooting the 3 from top of the key or the wing, whatever, certainly is part of her arsenal. But Shona, the team leading at halftime has won 8 of the last 9 finals of the FIBA Women's EuroBasket, but we all know what the exception is to that.
Well, you know, to me, this is just such a deja vu of what happened 2 years ago, and you can't take anything for granted, being ahead at halftime any moment. Let's not forget, Belgium were big up on Italy, and Italy made that huge run in the second half and almost upset Belgium. Look what happened today. Italy in that 3rd place game. I think a lot of people maybe would have picked France to win all of this tournament. For sure, they probably would have said, well, okay, not coming home with the gold or the silver, but they have a good chance for the bronze. And right now, I don't think a lot of people, even though we've talked about it, you can EuroBasket that Germany finished 6th in. I don't know, had the Sabley sisters been here, if Bunner would have had that kind of an opportunity to showcase her talent.
Yeah, so kind of, you got to take the positives with the negatives and vice versa.
Yeah.
It opened up the door. Belgian fans coming here in good numbers to cheer on their team in this 2nd consecutive final for them. Remember, they also finished 3rd in 2017 in Czechia and Prague. They had that famous game, 2 games in fact, with Spain 2 years later at the FIBA Women's Basketball Cup. FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup in Tenerife. Belgium won the 1st. In fact, I think Belgium lost. The margin of victory allowed them to go straight to the quarterfinals. But Energy Tracker, the starters have played good minutes for Spain, but maybe not excessive minutes.
And I think that's going to be a big comparison. Look at the starters for Spain compared to Belgium. Belgium, they played a lot of minutes already, and you know, I mentioned it in the first half. I think Coach Miguel Mendez has done a good job trusting his bench and letting them get playing time. We've seen it all tournament long. This is not an exception, this game, for Spain.
Scanning that QR code to get the FIBA Women's EuroBasket app. They have to follow this tournament. And I think a lot of teams, you know, maybe the Julie Van Loos and the Julie Allemands and the Antonia Delars can outrun a lot of the opponents, but I don't think that applies to Spain. They've got some greyhounds out there that can get up and down the court.
They got some young guns, that's for sure.
So it'll be interesting to see if tiredness becomes a factor for the Cats. Second half action underway in Piraeus. The final of the FIBA Women's EuroBasket, and Alba Turin's getting her hands up on defense and getting the steal. Not the start that Belgium were looking for, the early wake-up call. Carrera, it's interesting that the veteran Turin's makes those important tone-setting plays. And here's Carrera going to the free throw line, a good free throw shooter.
And you can see how healthy Alba is because of what she's been able to do on the defensive end in all tournament long, but especially I would say in the quarterfinals, the semifinals, and right now she's coming up with steals. We saw her come up with a couple blocks the other day against France.
Stop the press. Raquel Carrera has missed a free throw.
She is human, apparently.
Czechia are not happy as they throw things at the TV set, at the computer screens.
Oh, she's 29 to 31 in the tournament.
So Spain leading by 7. Van Loo, again, another miss, but Mesaman with the rebound and fouled. And mentally it's becoming an issue with Van Loo, you can see. Just having one of those days.
Yeah, unfortunately it's coming at not the best time for her, but I do think she's mentally strong as a player, and I don't think this is going to affect her. There's still so much time left for her to take over.
Mesaman gets in the lane and scores. Can Spain get some more separation, or might Belgium get their way right back into it? Just down by 5. Ortiz picks up the dribble, gets it to Carrera right in time.
And that's deflating, yeah, patience, but you play good defense for 23.5 seconds.
Delar, Carrera with the push on Mesaman. She just has to take so much on her shoulders, and in that case, hips. Mesaman. Look at, I mean, just terrific play by Raquel Carrera. Alamon wanting to get inside, gets it back out to Emma, and Emma Mesaman misses the shot from deep. Are alarm bells ringing yet?
No.
In Antwerp or Brussels? Fans pass intercepted by Mesaman. Ooh, Delar. She might have taken an extra step. Here's Linskens, catches it down low.
Good job, nice high-low pass from Mesaman into Linskens, who had Carrera on her back, and Carrera doesn't want to foul. She's already picked one up in this quarter. She has one. You don't want to pick up 2 fouls after 2.5 minutes of play.
Oh, look at Alamon take it away. This is what Belgium want. Some easy buckets. And they get it back to 3. And that'll be a frustrating turnover, leading immediately to a timeout from Miguel Mendez. Alamon doesn't miss. And again, just opportunistic Julie Alamon, who quite frankly is playing her best. Let's go down to the huddle.
Cuando sale el balón de aquí, del primer vuelta, el segundo es al lado contrario. Si puede ser que la lleve Mariona, perfecta. Si la tiene el pívot al otro lado y enlazamos en el otro lado. Seguimos en cuernos, si es 1 es abajo, y serie 3 sin olvidarse de ella. 31 y 32 para ir y volver. ¡No regalos! ¡Defensa! ¡Defensa!
Well, Coach Mendez, no hesitation calling that timeout because he wanted to explain a little bit better the offense. You saw the confusion the last time there on their last offensive possession where Alemán was able to come up with the steal and the easy fast break basket. And, you know, typically Spain, lots of movement in their offense, and that time confusion, and it was very static.
Coming out of timeout, Spain. And Ortiz, what a fit for the second time in this quarter. Spain have taken it all the way down to the last second to score right at the rim. Mesaman pulls up and gets it to go.
You know, it doesn't seem like Mesaman is having the greatest of games, but she already has 10 points here tonight.
Shot, no good. Linskin's rebound. Van Loo. Mesaman drives in, gets the rebound. Van Loo, maybe
hesitated. You would she would have shot that before?
I think so. Alemán steps back and misses it. 7,827 in the house for this final. The rematch of 2023. Bounce pass, and this time Mesaman gets the block. Ortiz had just scored, I think, on the previous possession. Textbook defense, that's what they say. Just get the hands straight up.
Eva Mesaman, I mean, she really just, every statistical category she participates in.
Terins from deep. Mesaman with the rebound, the outlet. Van Loo. Delar. Into Linskins. And Linskins, what a play from Linskins. What poise. And she's got a chance to tie it at the line. I mean, Spain were surrounding her, taking away her movement, but still she was able to get it up.
Yeah, I think they were trying to foul actually on the ground. You know, here you see, I think it was Buenavida, who came over. And I do think she was trying to go at the ball, foul on the ground, instead giving up a three-point play. And Linskins, someone talked to Linskins the other night heading into that fourth quarter. And
well, we got a tie game. It's been a while. Ortiz gets it in deep. And the foul called. The patient whistle, not well received. Well, she goes down and the whistle blows. I guess that's part of it as the driver. You know, you're gonna oftentimes go down hoping to get the call.
I mean, the good news is it's going against Mesaman, right? It's only her first personal foul. And, well, Ortiz makes 1 of 2. So it wasn't a terrible thing that happened.
Oh, what a fake. And Terins, she was not going to give Mesaman the baseline.
I mean, talk about two players who know each other so well, though. They've played against each other. I don't know how many times they've played with each other. They've won EuroLeague titles together.
Yeah, just legendary players of Europe. There's no other way to say it.
Yeah.
Van Loo from deep. Got it finally! And it's what she's been doing all tournament long. And boy, did Belgium need it.
Yeah, and the sigh of relief from her facial expression getting back on defense.
It's been a long time for Belgium to have the lead. And another pass intercepted by Messermann. She's going to take it all the way. And that is going to lead to another timeout for Miguel Mendez. And finally, some smiles appearing on the faces of the Cats.
We're going to have to go and listen in on this timeout of Spain because that is his second timeout that he's already used.
Everything she does is fundamental. Taking that layup with the left hand, I mean, she is, and look at Van Loo, the expression.
You see?
Let's go down to the bench.
Donde pueda acabar el balón dentro y jugar a partir de ahí, ¿vale? A partir del balón dentro. Entonces vamos a libres para poner el balón dentro. Vamos a cuernos para acabar con el balón dentro. Cuernos normales, ¿vale? Cosas sencillas. El libre, el alero del otro lado, que esté muy metida en la pintura para ir al bloqueo rápido, al crossing o arriba. Estamos, cosas sencillas. Flash, tirando la puerta atrás antes, cuando veamos no os paséis de agresivas en defensa.
Well,
so what's working right now in the third quarter that wasn't working early on?
Belgium scoring, in my opinion. I think they're coming up with big defensive stops. And when Spain does score, it's really at the end of the possession because Belgium's defense is so good, and then they're getting stops and they're getting out and running. Points off of turnovers has been really big for Belgium in this quarter.
Well, this is the second time that Messermann has 5 steals. Oh, look at that drive! Unreal! Put it on the highlight reel. Buena vida! So just as I was about to say, Messermann had come up with 5 steals in a women's EuroBasket final, the first player to do it multiple times in the competition's history. Buena Vida starts to write a different script. And that script is that this Spain team is going to be in this to the end.
Oh, I mean, you talk about Spanish DNA, and I really believe there's something that they drink, or it's the milk when they're growing up. I don't know, but they believe, and they're never going to give up.
And an offensive foul called on Linskens. It's the café con leche.
It's the café con leche. Back.
Ooh, she got Ginso in the face. So Linskens is going to sit down with the fouls. Her third foul, and Manunga comes in. And that changes things considerably. Ayuso also in for Spain. Here's Ginso, who played so well early, but this time, good job, Manunga, forcing the turnover. Van Loo. And Messermann catches it despite being under pressure. Turns around, puts up a difficult shot with the shot clock winding down. Maybe had a little bit more time, and Carrera comes up with the basketball. And then Manunga reaches over and takes it right back away, and they're going to get a layup.
You know, I think Emma Messermann, honestly, she's on her way to a possible triple-double or a quadruple-double if she continues to defend like this. And, you know, let's not forget, on top of that, she has 5 steals already in this game, Jeff.
Ayuso showing some handles. Ginzo faked the handoff. She's going to take it all the way and miss, which is hard to believe considering the way she shot the ball early. Oh, telegraph pass by Mesaman. Gets away with it. Pick it up, Buenavida. Just confusion in the ranks, and I just wonder if that also, with Monunga maybe not quite in the same flow as Linskin's.
Yeah, you know, it was a little bit of a miscommunication, which is a rare thing to see with the starting 5 of Belgium.
More great defense from Belgium, though.
Yeah,
another steal.
Turnover.
Ayuso this time with the turnover. Alamon, look at that, and now the turnover. Alamon trying to get the pass inside to Monunga, goes off her hands. I mean, technically, a pass that gets you on the hands like that, you should bring in.
Well, there you see the turnovers, 13-9. 13 turnovers is somewhat uncharacteristic for Spain.
Would you have liked to have seen Alamon shoot that?
I think the way that she scored in the first half, absolutely.
Ayuso, it looks good, but it was short. Buenavida with the rebound. Seems to be playing like she's 10 centimeters taller.
A veteran.
Ayuso. And is fouled as she maneuvers and gets the shot off.
Substitution for Belgium, number 5, Matthew Passens. And substitution for Spain, number 13, Andrea Gao. In the free throw line for Spain, number 6, Ana Ayuso.
Ayuso makes the first. And the second.
You know how good Anna Messaman is. It's the 3rd time she has combined for at least 10 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 steals in a women's EuroBasket game. There is not a single player who can compete with that statistic.
And what we've seen the last two of the last 3 possessions, I think, is Belgium's passing game just isn't quite as machine-like.
Yeah.
The passes are good, but you know, it's just you have some of the experience off the court. Sawa and Baca getting into her personal space. So free throws for Ayuso. And Belgium, they had the momentum, but they have not gotten any separation. And here we are, Spain with a chance to go back up.
Yeah, I think this tournament has been so great this year because we've seen in many games. I mean, you and I, we covered the group phase here in Paris, Greece, but even just watching some of the other games in the other group phases and then the quarterfinals, the semis, the bronze, the gold medal game right now, we have seen so many runs happen for both the teams that it's been a very, very exciting FIBA Women's EuroBasket.
Spain back in front, 50-49. Final minute of the 3rd quarter. Messaman, nice little give and go.
It was a good pass. I think it was the correct pass. She was open. I mean, don't forget, Claessens doesn't play a lot, and she's only 20 years old. She's playing in a EuroBasket final.
Ginzo on the baseline, and the momentum swinging back to Spain. Messamon takes the jumper. That was long, and that is it. So Spain lands some blows at the end of the third quarter. And Ginzo has been excellent tonight. She's got 11 points, a team high, and Spain lead it 52-49.
Hard right now when we have like 5 turnovers and 8 possessions, you don't get shots. Right? That's a big deal. Right?
Well, there you saw the statistics as the best plays from the third quarter going up, and we heard quickly Coach Tebow saying, you know, we had 5 turnovers in that quarter alone, and you know, it's not necessarily the turnover, but he's saying we don't even have a shot opportunity to score when you turn the ball over. So you know, I think we need to talk about Ginzo and what she has done for this Spanish team in this game, averaging 6 points heading in here tonight. And you feel like for Spain, every single game as the tournament has gone on, other people have stepped up. She has 11 points already, came in averaging 6. And then if you go and see what she's done in the past, I mean, you know, played limited amount of time and minutes at the Olympics last summer, averaged just 3.5 points. Back in 2023, she was averaging 6 points a game. So her game has really been elevated as this tournament has gone on. And I love how Coach Mendez has confidence in his players because it shows in their performance.
8-2 run in the last 3:47 for Spain. And Linskens comes back into the game. Messamon goes out. There's your former player, the German national team, Geiselsholder, played for you at Lens.
Had a great tournament.
Buena Vida, Yuso, Bilaro, Carrera, and Ginzo on the court for Spain. And Ginzo this time not able to score, but Ayuso with the rebound. Terrific play, getting deep in there and able to get the basketball after the good defense by Linskens. Good box out.
Yeah, Messamon on the bench. How long do you think she's going to sit on the bench for?
I don't know, but probably when she comes back in, it's to stay in. Bilaro. Oh. Carrera from deep. And Liswa Mbaka beats Buena Vida to the basketball, which is no small feat. And Linskens surrounded. Spain more than happy to give up some fouls to prevent layups.
Yeah. I like that defense by Ginzo. She took a risk, tried to go for the steal, but as soon as she knew she wasn't gonna get it, she fouled before the shot was even able to go up.
Oh, pass deflected. Kleissens trying to inbound the basketball.
Another turnover for Belgium. And not what Coach Tebow wants to see, because it was an emphasis during that break between the third and fourth quarter.
And Buena Vida this time turns it over. No, it's going to say, they're going to say it was knocked out by Belgium. Buena Vida puts it up, and this is everything. At the end of the shot clock, Liswa Mbaka. Boy, Spain have those hands up on defense, getting so many deflections. Belgium fortunate not to turn it over there. Shot clock winding down, and Linskens gets it, puts it up. Great defense from Spain.
You know, I do think Belgium have an incredibly talented team. I mean, obviously they're one of the best in the world. They finished 4th at the Paris Olympics. They're the reigning 2023 FIBA Women's EuroBasket champions, gold medalists. But, you know, when you compare certain statistics, and I think a big one is bench scoring. Spain, 24 bench points compared to just 2 for Belgium. That is, it has to be a point of emphasis going into this next cycle and building up to this, the 2028 Olympics.
Yeah. Belgium beat Spain in the quarterfinals at the Olympics as well. So plenty of incentive for Spain. Obviously some new players, some different players, but still country against country. And Buenavida stays on the court after the knock. Maybe hurt her elbow. Ooh. So she was lying on her stomach at first, and she flipped over. And I think she's holding her arm.
I think it is her elbow, like you mentioned, yeah.
Mariana Ortiz on the right, and Araujo on the left. And she has played her heart out today. She's going to leave the game. Hopefully she'll be all right. She'll be able to shake it off. But those stats don't tell the whole story with her. She has been about effort. Ayuso comes out with the big 3. 9 points. Mesamon's going to come into the game. And another pass intercepted. Puello. And Spain are starting to get a grip, a vice-like grip on this game, getting easy points off turnovers. Their hands have been up on defense all game long, and they are getting the reward. But that was a huge shot by Ayuso.
Yeah, coming in for Buenavida, who had to go out. Talk about big-time players playing in her first FIBA Women's EuroBasket. But she's proven herself, like you said, especially in the Spanish league. I mean, this is not, I don't want to say she's an old player, but this is an experienced player. She's 25 years old. She just doesn't have maybe as much as that experience at the senior level for Spain. And we saw the defense of Belgium in the 3rd quarter, touching a lot of balls, getting out and running, easy baskets. And right now, Spain, it's been a game of runs, and we're seeing Spain play with a lot more confidence. They have the opportunity to take some risks on the defensive end, and they're coming up with good looks. They're touching balls. They're making it difficult, and I think Emma Mesaman is going to check back into the game. She has to.
And just, you know, offensively for Belgium, the execution just hasn't quite been as precise as we're so accustomed to seeing it, even in this game at times. And, you know, maybe some of that is just down to a little bit of inexperience when some players are on the court. And you talk about depth, and it has been important in this game. Look at Ayuso, her energy tracker. She didn't play much of the 1st quarter, but a lot, pretty more than half in the 2nd. And she stands to get a lot of minutes, especially now with Buenavida out of the game. 8-point advantage. 7.5 minutes remaining. Mesaman, well rested. Another great play by Spain, who keep getting the hands up on defense. And
that rebound pass almost went in for the wrong team.
13 turnovers. But it's all about Spain doing what they need to do on defense.
You know, you mentioned it. 13 turnovers is not enormous. It's, yeah, maybe a little uncharacteristic. They average about 13 a game, Belgium does, heading into this game. My thing is they only have 11 assists. We're used to this Belgium team passing the ball, a little bit better connection. You know, they average around 24, 25 assists a game. And obviously what Spain is doing on the defensive end is really taking them out of their offense.
Bam. Offensive rebound to Chadi. Bilaro rattles out. Boy, the bullet dodge there for Belgium. Mesaman. Pass into Lenskens. Great hustle, and somehow Belgium get it back. And Alamon missing it from deep. There's the backdoor. Puello back outside. Ayuso for three, and that was off. 6:08 remaining.
We know Spain were leading back in 2023. We talked about it early.
And the ball goes back to Spain, and Alamon challenges. She says, "Coach, we need to challenge this." So let's see if she's right.
Red touch. So the ball is still in contact with the black hand.
Yes, I confirm the last touch is by black.
Yes, so last touch is by black. So after the review, head coach challenge is unsuccessful. Decision remains white ball.
So great defense by Spain, and indeed, I don't know why Julie Alamon thought that ball went off of Spain, but even so, 6 minutes remaining. Plenty of time, but not plenty of time.
Yeah, I think there's still a lot of time, especially when you have shooters like Belgium does. We have the starters back in together. I can't imagine them going to their bench because of the productivity that their bench has had.
They pass it around. Bilaro puts it up from deep, misses. Can Belgium start to put the ball in the basket? It has been a challenge. And another turnover, and they are just not in sync.
No. And Emma, who is usually always stoic, getting a little frustrated now. But, you know, not in sync. I don't think we're giving enough credit to Spain's defense.
Yeah, no, they're definitely playing great defense. And another bucket will take it to double digits. And you know the Spanish confidence is going to be soaring. And it goes, bam, and that is it. 59-49. Jorge Garbajosa, former Spanish men's national team star, watching the game now. FIBA Europe president. Said the same thing before about Spain when they played France. These players believe they're the best players on the court.
Yeah, they really do.
And Delar is fouled by Pham. So that stops the clock and puts Delar on the line. time, makes the first. Belgium haven't had many opportunities at the line today. And she sinks both. 59-51. Cuello. Thought about going all the way. Ayuso. Bounce pass to Pham. Gets it back to Ayuso. Puts it up and in. Belgium under pressure, and Mesamon, the ball goes front and back of the rim, stays out. This is Spain's game to win or lose right now. They're up by 10, 4:13 remaining.
Yeah, I think Belgium, they need to get a couple stops, a couple offensive looks, score, bring it within 6, and then it's anyone's game.
Cuello gets it back and makes the shot.
But how? Cuello, Ayuso, everyone doing exactly what they need to do. And Coach Thibault has to call another timeout. Look at this, time and time again in this tournament, we have seen different Spanish players step up and show how talented they really are.
Well, Mike Thibault, one last roll of the dice perhaps, facing this 12-point deficit, the biggest lead of the game for Spain. 4 minutes to go.
Oh, we can't listen in on the timeout.
Not in the fourth quarter.
Not in the fourth quarter. We can see it. And I just imagine, you know, maybe he wants to change up something offensively. Sorry, something defensively. I imagine offense right now, they're gonna go and try and get a good quick look and score quickly, get a stop, score quickly. You and I have seen it before. There's the run in the last 7 minutes, 5-2, as we've seen when and what Spain has scored over Belgium. So a third quarter that was all Belgium has become a fourth quarter that's all Spain.
Yeah, 15-2 run is pretty impressive for Spain, and we just have not seen the execution that we're used to seeing for Belgium, but we've also seen the Spanish defense create a lot of turnovers. Oh, nice play. And that gets it back to a 10-point game. Not much room for error right now for Belgium. And if you're Spain, I don't think you want to concern yourself with the clock, do you? You want to keep playing. And an offensive foul. Gives the ball back to Belgium. Just a slight movement from Pham. And it looked like Thibault was arguing about a call that should have been made before. And then that one maybe convinced the ref to get that call. There's the reach from Echadi.
It wouldn't be the first time we've seen that happen.
Oh, look at Mesamon. Puts up a tough shot. Linskens battles, gets it. Oh, traveling. Great defense. I mean, just the sheer size of Pham.
And Pham, she's only 19 years old. She has 9 points, the most by any player aged 20 years and under at a FIBA Women's EuroBasket since 1991.
Belgium turnovers, they have been plagued by them in the second half now. They've got 11 overall, 6 in the fourth quarter. 3:05 remaining. Their title hopes starting to evaporate. Cuello, Spain, driving in! And perhaps a new Spain reign is going to be upon us. Linskens, a quick three, gets it to go. The sense of urgency is there to get the shots up. No time to be afraid for Belgium, but can they get stops?
It's all about getting stops right now. We know that they can score on the offensive end, even though it hasn't come easily tonight.
Pass back to Pham. Wide open Carrera for three. Now this gives a chance to run for Belgium. Will Alemán pull up for three. Nope, she's going to go back down low to Linskens. And she's fouled by Pham.
That was a good foul by Pham. Spain not in the bonus yet. It's going to be the 4th team foul and the 3rd going against Pham. And I like this decision by Julie Allemande to not try and go for a 3-point shot. They just need to score right now. Go with the most efficient shot, and that's a 2-point shot.
Even on that play, that was almost a turnover. Nothing easy for Belgium right now. Again, and this will put Emma Meeseman on the line. So now it becomes a factor. The fouls stop the clock and put Belgium on the line. So of course, Meeseman missed a couple free throws early in the game. $15 points, 10 rebounds. Takes her time, makes both. And back to a 7-point deficit, but under 2 minutes remaining here in winning time.
Yeah, both coaches with a timeout.
And look at Linskens. Unbelievable Linskens. She's deceptive, isn't she? She doesn't look that quick, but she is.
Yeah, she's quicker. I think she has quick hands. I think she has a quick first step when she wants to.
But still, Belgium have the pressure to score. Linskens seems to be carrying the weight of responsibility of putting the ball in the basket right now. They're going to go through again, and another foul. This on Ayuso, backing up, stops the clock.
And gets to go to the free throw line. That's exactly what you want to do if you're Belgium.
Well, she's got her hands around her. She's not like wrapping her hands around her. She's still kind of backing her up. Yeah. So you got a couple of different ways. But Belgium are making inroads quickly here at the free throw line. Oh, she only makes 1 of 2. Does Meeseman get the rebound? We're tied up, and it's possession error Belgium. So when is a missed free throw a good missed free throw?
Well,
when you keep possession.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're chipping away at this lead that Spain built during the 4th quarter.
Delors into Van Loo, over to Allemande. Allemande gets up a 3. Got it! The Cats are back! It's just a 3-point game. And now the pressure, 11-2 run in the last 2 minutes and 20 seconds.
I think I remember you saying a minute ago that chances for Belgium are running out as the time was ticking off the clock.
Here's Pham. Awa turns and gets it off too late. Great play. Just didn't have enough time to do it. And look at Allemande. She has had a whale of a game.
Yeah, 17 points, 12 of those coming in the first half when they needed points desperately.
And here she is. Oh boy, she was tempted, I think. She would have been tempted just to put up the layup there. Now they're calling the play. They're not looking to, well, I guess if they get an open 3, they may take it. They don't have to. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Van Loo has it. Gets it to Meeseman. Meeseman gets it in, misses. They battle for the rebound. Pham comes up with it in Spain. And boy, I would have put money on Meeseman making that. Ortiz has it. A shot here will make it very difficult for Belgium. Cuello dribbles, pass to the corner. Ayuso, she's been sensational. And it's Linskens that comes down with it. Now Van Loo quickly to Meeseman. Will Belgium look for a 3? Potentially. And no, Alemon's going to take the quick two with 17.2 seconds, 17.5 seconds remaining. And that's a smart play when you get the layup.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that layup at all. You know, there was no open three-point looks. Don't take any more time off the clock, especially if you can get an easy two-point basket with a lot of time remaining. 17.5 seconds is an eternity at the end of a game.
But can they put pressure on Spain, bringing the basketball up the court without fouling, without putting them on the line? If they put them on the line, they may have to end up looking for the three.
It's not a Spanish team you really want to put on the line. You know, maybe you go ahead and you foul FAM.
The 10 of 14 today.
Yep.
Great balance for Spain.
Who would have thought those would be your top scorers heading into a FIBA Women's EuroBasket final?
It's impressive.
Ginzo, I would not have bet on it.
And FAM has 9.
And FAM has 9. The youngest player to ever score 9 points at a FIBA Women's EuroBasket final. So, well, it's a 1-point game. I think they're going to have to go for a steal. I think if the ball can get into the hands of FAM, if she's on the court, maybe you go ahead and foul her because she does have the lowest free throw shooting percentage in this tournament, as we see Julie Alemán, 7 of 11, 19 points, doing it from everywhere for Belgium.
She's been really good. I mean, Spain are so good. They play so well as a team. It's hard to pick their MVP in this game.
Yeah, well, no surprise, FAM has actually gone out.
Key substitution here with Manunga checking in. Turin's back in the game, and now they're going to get it to Carrera. Remember, she made all those free throws. They're playing keep away. Belgium are going to have to get the foul. No, they turn it over. Unbelievable. Galar's going to go in for the layup. Belgium have taken the lead. A turnover now, Spain. Timer's running out. Carrera gets to midcourt. Double dribble. You cannot be serious. How in the world has this gotten away from Spain? A turnover, a scramble, a layup. And when all seems lost, the ball goes off the legend's hands, Turin's, and it's Delar that goes in for the go-ahead score.
In Spain, they had no timeouts left, so they had to get the ball inbounded quickly. They go to Carrera, and Carrera just not able to handle the pressure as Belgium sent 2 defenders. And now Mike Thibault, don't forget, I mean, do we remember that run that Spain went on between the end of the third, the beginning of the fourth? This was Spain's game to win. And the last 2.5, 3 minutes, Belgium.
They're going to advance the ball.
Oh, absolutely. They have to and just throw it in.
The question is, will they get a shot? Think about also about the referees in the situation, the pressure of blowing the whistle on a potential foul.
Yeah, I mean set proper screens, pass the ball in, even if it goes off the leg of a Spanish player, 1.4 seconds. Make sure it doesn't touch the hands of a Spanish player.
9 points for Delar. Now, what are they doing? Are they not going to advance it? Is that a Belgium timeout?
No, it was a Belgium timeout, so Coach Thibault gets to decide which side he wants the ball on.
Unbelievable.
And
Who
that's
would
what the
have thought
referees.
it? So with 1.4 seconds remaining, Belgium appeared to have snatched victory from the jaws of defeat.
That's all they need to do.
With 0.6 seconds remaining.
It's all they need to do. Julie Van Loo is going to go to the free throw line. And, you know, make your first, miss your second, or miss both because you have a 1-point lead. What a game, Jeff. This is one of the most exciting games. What a rematch of last EuroBasket.
Spain fans are absolutely in shock. So the Ortiz turnover, the Carrera turnover, and it just goes to show you got to play all 40 minutes. Well, 66-65. It just didn't seem possible, did it? And I think, so with 0.9 seconds left, here you try to make the first and miss the second, I think, without a doubt.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Go ahead, hit the rim. Don't forget, Spain, they have no timeouts. It is not possible to catch a rebound, shoot at the other side of the court.
I mean, it would take something superhuman, but that's what she does. She misses, and she doesn't get it off. And Belgium, in the most unlikely finishes, have stolen victory at the end. That's the only way you can say it. They avoid the upset by Italy in the semifinals, and now Spain, in utter shock, they have not been able to close this out. And Belgium opportunistically make the plays when they have to at the end, capitalize on Spain's mistakes, and win 67-65. They go back-to-back at the FIBA Women's EuroBasket.
Well, Jeff, you said shock on the Spanish players' faces. I see as much shock on the Belgian Cats' faces. They do not understand what they were able to do in the last, let's say, 2.5, 3 minutes of that final quarter. Everyone is in shock.
I don't understand what just happened.
I don't know. We need to go and watch the last 2.5 minutes because
this is a collapse.
It was a collapse. I mean, that gold medal was in Spain's hands. And well, since Spain did it in 2017 and 2019, Belgium now repeat champions, the only other nation outside of Spain in the modern era of the FIBA Women's EuroBasket to win back-to-back gold medals.
I'm just wondering if Mendez is perhaps second-guessing himself on his lineup for that last play with Carrera. You got Carrera because she shoots free throws well, but maybe you have another natural ball handler in there. But I don't know. You know what?
No, I mean, you know what? Belgium was going to have to foul if they didn't come up with a steal, and they came up with the steal, so they didn't need to foul. And that's why Carrera was on the court, because she is one of the best free throw shooters for the Spanish team.
Well, Spain have been one of, if not the most dominant team since the millennium in women's basketball, but they have fallen now twice to Belgium. You got to put this one into perspective. This Spain team perhaps exceeding expectations to make it this far to the final, and then playing like, wow, we're just amazed. But at the end of the day, maybe that experience from Belgium and maybe just that little lack of experience by Spain on being able to close this out has been the difference in the game.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think, and I said it before the game started, this Belgium starting five is the most experienced starting five playing together at this EuroBasket tournament. And Spain, I mean, there's only 3 people from that 2023 team. There's a lot of new people, even just from last summer. And this is going to be a great learning experience for some of these young players who showed that they can play at this level. I'm not sure if it was go for a steal, let them pass it around a little bit, but I'm sure Belgium was about to foul, but here it is. That is the biggest turnover, and Delar, just a great job coming up with it and going straight to the basket.
But I think Shona, I think the strategy, I think the fouling, Belgium's ability to get to the free throw line earlier, to cut into the deficit the way that they did, to stop the clock, that was the difference in the game.
Yeah, and there we see the percentages. It was equal because look how close the game was. I mean, almost identical statistic-wise. Same with the rebounds, same with assists. Both teams struggling with turnovers at certain points in the game. There was a lot of consecutive turnovers, which you don't see from these two nations. And Alamon, 19 points, Ayuso, 11. A great job by the bench. And had Spain won this game, my hats would have been off to the bench players and their bench scoring. They outscored Belgium from the bench 29-2. So when we think about how good this Spanish team is going to be in the future and how much they are going to learn from this game alone, this is a very exciting Spanish generation of young basketball players.
I things happened so crazy there at the end. It was kind of like,
I don't know what happened, actually.
Yeah. I mean, it just got really chaotic in my own mind. This play gives them the lead, and then Spain's reaction to try to counter, and it's just a case of you just got to keep playing if you're Belgium. I think Belgium, honestly, by their lofty standards, didn't play anywhere near their best game today.
Oh, no, I think we talked about it all game long. Offensively, their connection that we're so used to seeing was definitely off. You know, you see it in the amount of turnovers they have, but I think where you see it more glaringly is the number of assists. They only had 13 assists, and this is a team going into this game who averages between 24, 25 assists a game. But I think a lot of that has to do with the game plan that Coach Mendez and his staff put together defensively to try and stop down the passing by Belgium. But I have to go back and watch the ending because I have no idea what happened.
Yeah, it's just not what you would expect from Spain in those closing stages. And honestly, for them to lose the title in that fashion is quite possibly the biggest disappointment in the history of their women's basketball program. And it's harsh to say that because they have so many young players in transition, transitioning that new generation.
Yeah. But I think, I have to go back to what we were saying. I know Spain believe, don't get me wrong, Spain every time they enter a tournament believe that they can win it. So, but I think for us from the outside looking in and looking at all these new players who were missing that senior level experience, there's not a lot of us who would have had them finishing second if you just went and looked player for player in this tournament and, on the Spanish team, even though they've had success at the club level and at the young youth levels of FIBA competitions.
Shona, go back to that decisive play where you're thinking the time is starting to get away and Belgium have yet to foul. Oh, yeah. And just think if they had been able to foul, if they wanted to foul, and this is what we're going to have to ask after the game in the press conference, were you trying to foul and you just couldn't get to them? And then Ortiz, unfortunately for her, because she's a great player, her pass, the turnover, and it leads to the breakaway bucket, the go-ahead bucket.
They were playing keep away, and maybe they were playing keep away a little bit too much. Here it is,
Yeah, it looked like Messerman was trying to foul.
Absolutely. I think the intention from Coach Thibault in that last time out was, you know what, we're going to take a little bit of time off the clock to try and go for a steal, but then if you can't come up with a steal in a few seconds, go ahead and foul. But Spain, keep away, actually became their enemy.
And Belgium in the most unlikeliest of turnarounds. They were down 12 points.
In the fourth.
But they were also, with about a minute to go, they were still down a good.
It was just, remember we were talking, there was like a little over 2 minutes left in the game, and you said, well, I think it's out of reach for Belgium.
No, I said this is Spain's game to win or lose.
Yes, there you go. And a flurry.
And I think Spain lost it.
A flurry of offense. They got stops. They went to the free throw line. They made free throws, or they came up with offensive rebounds. Let's not forget.
I hope that Ortiz just turns the page on this. She's too good of a player to be remembered by that. I mean, that was just almost unlucky that they didn't call the foul on Messerman.
And what I love right here is that the head coach, Miguel Mendez, is the one comforting her because he has 100% confidence in her. It was not just that last play that lost them the game. So I think that's very important to have the confidence of your head coach there for you.
Well, the TCL player of the game presented by Mr. Boxfang, the general manager of TCL Southern Europe, to Emma Messerman, one of the generational talents, one of the all-time greats.
She's
thankfully,
gonna go.
Who's still in her prime.
She's gonna go down as a legend, and that's not her first TCL player of the game that she has won, nor will it be her last. She finished tonight with 16 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists, and 5 steals.
And you could very easily have given that award to Julie Alemán.
Yes.
In my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely, especially with what she did in the first half when Belgium was having a hard time scoring.
So the presenter for the Tissot All-Star 5, Mr. Mate Erjovac, the FIBA Europe Vice President from Slovenia, who did such a great job of hosting a couple of years ago. Also, Mr. Hannes Jonsson, FIBA Europe Vice President. Mr. Angelos Liolios, the President of the Greek Basketball Federation. And Mr. Valentas Kosopoulos, the Tissot Brand Manager. So let's just get this out of the way. Messamon makes the All-Star 5. As if we didn't know that was going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, it had to happen. She came into this game averaging just under 20 points and 8.8 rebounds plus 5 assists. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if she gets another watch tonight before the ceremonies are over. Let's put it that way.
Give me one. Runs on the blink. Messamon.
Now, number 9, Cecilia Santarafini from Italy.
Cecilia Santasolini comes out after her remarkable tournament. Remember, she was also All-Star 5 in 2017 when Italy came within seconds of reaching the semifinals. And
her first EuroBasket women and had the heartbreak because of a tough foul call, unsportsmanlike foul, went against her. And, well, she made up for it at this year's EuroBasket. She finished the tournament just under 17 points and 6 rebounds a game, and a big reason they got the bronze medal.
Just, just got to salute Italy for what they accomplished overall. Santasolini as leader, they were incredible. And all the Turins will come out and accept Spain.
I'm going to say it, throw back Alba. She looks good. She looked healthy. She led this team. She was the veteran. She did everything they needed, and she's going to have more hardware to go on her wall. She finished the tournament with 13 points, just under 5 rebounds a game, and was playing 26 minutes a game. She has not played that many minutes in a couple of years, so she looks great, she looks healthy, and I think we're going to see her around for a couple more years, which is going to be amazing.
Remember, a lot of people call her the GOAT of Spanish basketball. Certainly, she's up there with Amaya Baldomoro.
Oh yeah, Maya Palau could be in the discussion
as well.
Yeah,
she's in the discussion.
I think Sancho Little had a great run with Spain.
Number 55, from Belgium, Julie Alemán.
Julie Alemán, who was sensational tonight in Belgium, all tournament long really, but especially tonight. Without her, they get blown out.
Yeah, they would have. She was a big reason that they were in the game. They were trailing at half, but not by a lot. She came into this game averaging 11 points, 4.5 assists, and she finishes big for them. 19 points. When they needed a basket, she's the one who stepped up and was able to score, especially when it was getting difficult offensively for Belgium.
And number 14, Raquel Carrera from Spain.
And Raquel Carrera, I'm sure she would rather trade this for the title, no doubt about that. But this is recognition of her excellence in this tournament. I mean, they wouldn't have made it to the semifinals without Carrera. She was 19 of 19 against Czechia at the line.
Yeah.
Scored like a career high 30.
Yeah, I was just gonna give off that statistic. You mentioned it, a career high 30. No, you're fine, but don't forget what Carrera did for this Spanish team. She missed out last summer, but she is another one of those young, talented Spanish players. She finishes with 10 points tonight. Heading into the game, we talked about it, 94% from three-point range. She was averaging just under 14 points for them. Absolutely amazing.
You You have moments like Carrera. I remember her winning the European title with Valencia right at the death. And then obviously she has the heartbreak of not making it to the Olympics because of injury. She's battled back to play. And I think it's fitting to see that 5 up there who were tremendous. And as always, Sandra Cellini and Italy will leave this tournament much happier than Spain, despite finishing 3rd and not 2nd.
I mean,
it's just the way it goes.
Yeah, a win on the last game day always feels better than a loss. So, and Italy, I think they believed in themselves a little bit, kind of like Spain. I'm not sure a lot of people had Italy finishing 3rd. This is the first time in 30 years that Italy has finished on the podium at a FIBA Women's EuroBasket. So there's a lot of interesting things to take away from this tournament, and maybe we see a little bit of a shift in power.
One thing that we know, Spain are going to be in the reckoning. So the TCL MVP, or the TISO MVP of this tournament, Emma Mesaman.
I mean, she was the TCL MVP of the game as well, so you weren't incorrect.
Mr. Kamil Novak, FIBA Executive Director Europe, and Mr. Valentis Sosopoulos, TISO Brand Manager, presenting her with that award.
Well, it's not her first. I don't think it's going to be her last TISO MVP award. And that woman right there definitely has a collection of TISO watches, to say the least. And, I don't know. We're going to have to ask her in the press conference, because I'm not sure she's even, in all her experience, has been involved in a game as crazy as this ending was. I haven't seen one.
I still need to watch it back and see what happened, because it all happened so crazily, if that's a word. So, if it's not Belgium, I'm not sure that some of the other teams would have been able to take advantage of that finish, but they were.
But again, this goes back to experience, Jeff.
Yeah.
They are the most experienced starting 5. They finished the game. They started the game for them. They finished the game for them. They know what it means to crawl back and do crazy stuff, because they have been doing it since 2017, since 2018 together. And I think experience kind of plays a role.
So Mr. Jorge Garbajosa, once again, FIBA Europe president, and of course this has special significance for him as a Spanish legend himself, World Cup winner. Andrea Zaklis, the FIBA Secretary General, and Kamil Novak, the FIBA Executive Director Europe. They will present the silver medals to Spain, and let's be honest, I mean, it's never, teams never want to walk up there and get their silver medals when they know that they've just lost a final.
When they've lost a heartbreaker. It wasn't just a final. They didn't get blown out. You mentioned it, I think there's a good chance we're going to have to go back and watch it, but Spain lost this opportunity.
I think so. If we're being objective.
Yeah.
But I remember Maya Valdemaro in tears when she went up to accept the MVP of the 2007 EuroBasket women. That was in Chieti, Italy, when they lost to Russia. So you win some, you lose some, and Spain went to new heights after that, and there's no reason why this Spain team cannot climb new heights. There's Martine. You can only imagine how she must be feeling right now. She's ill, wasn't able to play the last few games. There is Awa Pham, who is amazing. Cuello, we saw her come up. Ayuso has been amazing. I would hope that people would just remember the good from Spain in this, because they really, for me, exceeded what we all had thought they would do.
Yeah, and don't forget, we didn't really talk about it a lot because she hasn't played in the last 3 games, Martine, you mentioned her quickly. Spain were missing 10 points per game with just her output. And she, you know, the young up-and-coming point guard, only 19 years old as well. Unfortunately, she fell ill. She was in the hospital for a while. So it's actually great to see her out here and get to share this moment with her teammates, even if it's a little bit of heartbreak right now. Because I do think Spain, once the heartbreak is gone, they're going to realize what they have for the future.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think anybody watching this, it's almost kind of an uncomfortable situation.
It always is, right?
Just
when you lose a heartbreaker.
Yeah, but even for spectators,
yep.
Because you know how much disappointment they're dealing with, the way things ended up. And this is going to be a great national team program. It already is, and it will continue to be. And they will, I would suggest, this will make them stronger moving forward.
Oh, no doubt. You know, Italy talked about it when they made it to the quarterfinals, that you kind of have to go through heartbreak and tough losses before you can experience the amazing wins and that feeling. And I think this is what Spain are going through right now.
Remember Alafam, she had that turnaround jump shot that went in, but she got rid of it just a little too late. It just seemed like anything that could go wrong against Spain in that final minute or so did go wrong. And meanwhile, Belgium will take their medals as Spain do the lap of honor. It's really hard to, Shona, kind of assess Belgium after this, because it feels like the rotation was shortened, everything wasn't working, yet they still won. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think this was the best game Belgium had. I don't think it was the prettiest. They weren't as connected offensively as we're so used to seeing them play the last few years, but they got it done. And good players know how to get it done. And I think that's exactly what Belgium did. And I can compare, what I'm saying, good players, good teams know how to get it done. I can compare to some other teams that we've seen in this tournament who have good players, but they didn't get it done.
Yeah, and I'll tell you one thing. Linskens, when push comes to shove, and she needs to make plays, she makes plays. They were going to her, remember? She helped bring them back right at the end. And Spain were just so close to shutting her down a couple of times.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I do think moving forward, it's so hard to rely just on your starting five. And I think for Coach Mike Thibault and his staff, they're gonna have to work hard on their bench players and their bench production, because you cannot rely in such a short tournament where you play 6 games for your starters in a final who are playing 35 plus minutes to score 65 of your 67 points.
And especially
continue.
Especially this starting five, because it's not getting any younger. So Julie Alemán, amazing win for Belgium. Mike Thibault breathing a sigh of relief. I can only imagine what he's going to say after the game.
He had to fill some big shoes after what the previous head coach, Rachid Mizien, did with this Belgium team. I mean, he was the one who won in 2023, got that 4th place finish.
FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup, Belgium.
Yeah.
They're going to be there.
They are. They've actually, we haven't even talked about that. They have automatically qualified. They'll participate in March, but they have automatically qualified. So big congratulations to them.
And that's a big pressure off them. Although I think they probably still would have qualified, but this means that Spain will have to go through the qualifying, and just the ramifications of that result are immense. So Belgium, they came from behind, remember, to win against Spain in Ljubljana, Slovenia in 2023, and they have come from behind to get it done tonight and to win it for the second consecutive time. National anthem of Belgium.
We invite Mr.
So Belgium getting the recognition. Belgian Cats. And they are looking in from around the world following this team with so much quality, talent. And Jorge Garbajosa is going to present the trophy to Emma Messamon, the captain. She raises it high. Celebrations underway for Belgium. Certainly back in the Low Countries as well, where they are kind of redefining what basketball excellence is.
They sell out exhibition games, they sell out tournaments, and it's going to just continue because of their performance here today. Who does not want to watch this Belgium Cats team play live?
They want, they're one of the hosts for the next FIBA Women's EuroBasket. So it's all good from Belgium's standpoint. Great teams figure out ways to win, even when they're not playing well. And Belgium are a great team.
Perfect example of that. Absolutely a perfect example of that, Jeff. I mean, they were not playing their best basketball, but they somehow knew how to stick around and then figured out how to win in the last couple minutes of that game. Absolutely unbelievable. I can't believe this game.
And really, gosh, as long as we've been doing EuroBaskets, okay, maybe the play wasn't perfect, but have we ever had more thrilling finishes at a FIBA Women's EuroBasket than this FIBA Women's EuroBasket?
2023 was pretty amazing, but not like this. I don't remember an ending like this, and well, I've been around a little while. You've been around longer than I.
But even over the course of the tournament, you go back to Turkey, hitting the big shot to force overtime.
This, I don't know. I'm not sure.
You remember Italy, though, winning in overtime. You remember the thriller that Spain had against France in the semifinals.
Yes.
Italy winning their semifinals, losing their semifinal, but winning the third place game.
Absolutely incredible. I am not often have a hard time finding words, but I really do after this game.
Shona, so often I say, when it comes to Belgium, this is the team that you want to watch play basketball, that you want your kids to watch to learn how to play the game the right way. But I'm going to say something else. Spain is a team that you want your kids to watch and to play basketball like them, because they have so much heart, so much intensity, and were it not for, I think, probably inexperience tonight, they probably would have been celebrating another title. But tonight now belongs to Belgium. They win it 67-65. They are the FIBA Women's EuroBasket champions 2025. So for Shona Thorburn and all my other great colleagues, like Azania Stewart standing beside me, thanks for watching, everybody. This is Jeff Taylor signing off.